Hi, my name is Heidi Padilla, and this is my presentation on heterochromia in genetics. Where does heterochromia come from? Heterochromia, also known as heterochromia irisis, is a silent disease that comes with other major syndromes that start from birth. Heterochromia is known to change the color of the iris of the eye, and it can change the color between the eye or have a different color of the iris than the other eye. For example, in this picture, we see that half of the iris of this eye is hazel brown and the other is a green gray. Heterochromia isn't inheritance, it's autosomal dominant, which means it doesn't take a previous generation to carry this trait in order to receive it. A method that we can use in this situation is the pedigree. Pedigrees really help determine if maybe in some occasions we can see if heterochromia has been in the past family tree, or if what are your chances of one of the offsprings to receive it. Heterochromia symptoms. There's different symptoms for humans and animals. Humans come with major syndromes like Horner syndrome or Werner's-Berg syndrome, which are also autosomal dominant. Humans and animals both can receive heterochromia due to a brain and eye damage, and they can receive bleeding in the eye, and also eye surgeries can be a major cause of heterochromia. For humans, it's really rare for there not to be no syndrome, and very rare to actually be born with it. While for animals, it's normally natural to be born with heterochromia. Heterochromia in animals, like we said, is very natural. And with that, they also carry heterochromia in inheritance. So for them, using Punnett squares is very useful because it is more naturally present in their previous generations than with humans. Some animals and pet breeds carry this disease more than others. For example, huskies, Dalmatians, and pugs. This has to do a lot with the lack of melanin from their hair, eyes, and nails. With this said, Punnett squares method can be good in some situations, but not in situations with humans with heterochromia. How to find heterochromia in future generations. Like we said, since humans heterochromia isn't inherited, Punnett squares doesn't have enough impact. But some of the things that we've learned in Module 8, like the Punnett square, chi-square test, and pedigrees, can be really useful for animals. Animals like pets, like dogs and cats, these methods can be very useful, and we can see if one generation might skip the trait, and we can see who is most likely to receive it, which can be either males or females. How to find heterochromia in future generations. In Module 9, we've learned about recessive versus dominant. Heterochromia can be a recessive trait when only one parent has the trait present. Also, other dominant traits can overcome this recessive trait, like heterochromia. That means if the color of the eyes is a little bit darker, or just the inversion of breeds. So if a breed like Dalmatian has heterochromia and a pug who doesn't have heterochromia are mixed together, it's almost like a 50 chance. It's almost like, yes, the offspring could have it and the offspring couldn't have it. But if two heterochromia parents come together and create an offspring, it is more likely for them to have an offspring with heterochromia. And we also learned about Mendel's law. We have the law of segregation as and the law of assortment. And in this situation, the law of segregation works a lot best since we can use this example when it comes to the different color that a flower might inherit. And in this case, we're seeing what color of eye they inherit, but as well as if they can inherit this mutation. It's literally the play of how the genes work. So why is it more common in animals than humans? Animals are more common to produce their offsprings in the same gene pool, something that is totally not common in humans. And that is one of the reasons why heterochromia is very rare in humans. Also, the chance of finding two people with this trait is a lot harder. That's where we ask ourselves, when has been the last time we've seen a human with heterochromia? And for some people, it's never. Some of us have never seen a person with two different color irises of eye. But we've seen a lot more animals with this common trait. Now, in previous slides, we've talked about how the Punnett square and pedigrees usually don't work for humans with heterochromia, but this is the reason why. Since heterochromia is very rare in humans, these type of methods don't work, and especially because they're autosomal dominant. Not every generation carries this trait, and it's not very easy. But yes, if two people with heterochromia have a child together, it is more likely the child could receive heterochromia trait. And with this, we can also see how the genes work and if by any chance there is some type of syndrome. The price of a human receiving heterochromia is very high and not have a syndrome. That is something that scientists are still trying to look at and trying to see why do dogs not have a certain disorder, because in recent studies they just haven't seen how. And these are my references. Thank you.